Hi everyone, it's Refresh and I'm here to take a look at Ultra Pro's board game sleeves, sized for mini European gaming cards. These sleeves are clear, and examples of games with cards of this size are Wings of War, Ticket to Ride, Pirates Cove, Turn in Taxis, and El Grande. These sleeves have an MSRP of $2.99 and come in a pack of 50 sleeves, and that is an average of about 6 cents per sleeve, making these sleeves one of the most expensive sleeves that you can purchase for mini European gaming cards. Let's take a look at what we have inside. As you can see, the sleeves are clear and glossy on both sides. And one thing that's immediately noticeable is that these sleeves do not feature Ultra Pro's usual hologram. So those of you who do not like Ultra Pro's hologram and avoid them for that reason may still want to consider these sleeves because there's no hologram. Let's count out the sleeves to make sure that there's 50. There are 51 sleeves here, so we have a bonus sleeve, which is something I can't complain about at all. Now let's check the thickness. 50 sleeves comes in at 1 centimeter, and so that is going to be 200 microns per sleeve, or 100 microns each face. Now let's check the dimensions. These sleeves are 46 millimeters wide by 72 millimeters tall. Now let's see how a card fits. I have a Ticket to Ride card here. And it seems to fit fine. There's only a tiny bit of space on the edges, and there's a very considerable amount of space at the top of the sleeve between the opening of the sleeve and the top edge of the card, and so those of you who do not appreciate that much sleeve being apparent will not like the aesthetics of this card. Those of you who appreciate the potential extra protection that it provides by giving so much distance between the opening of the sleeve and the top edge of the card might prefer this. Now it's time for the sleeving test. I'm going to take 45 of these sleeves and put 45 Ticket to Ride cards in them and see how long it takes. Ready, set, go. Alright, it took 2 minutes and 23 seconds to sleeve these 45 cards, and that is a fairly good speed of 3.18 seconds per sleeve, making it one of the faster sleeving sleeves for mini Euro size cards. Overall, I thought that the sleeving process was pretty simple, even though because of the length of the sleeves, the cards had to be pushed in a lot deeper than many other sleeves. The sleeves opened fairly easily, and there was no resistance to the cards being pushed in, and so the sleeving process was very simple. Now that the cards are sleeved, let's take a look at their consistency and uniformity out of the pack. The sleeves are very uniform in terms of their widths and their heights, so there doesn't appear to be any production problems in that regard, and there don't appear to be any production flaws either. None of the cards exhibit any sort of issues at all, including perfectly consistent sides, fronts, and backs. So these are some of the best Ultra Pros that I've seen come out of the pack. There's not even any warping on the surface of the sleeves, and so they look pretty good. They feel pretty good. Now I'm going to do the shuffle test. I'm going to shuffle these sleeved cards 100 times and see how long it takes. Ready, set, go. Alright, it took 1 minute and 39 seconds. I double tapped so that the fraction of a second moved up, so it took 1 minute and 39 seconds, which is a very respectable speed of 0.99 seconds per shuffle. That is on par with some of the faster shuffling sleeves, and so I felt like these sleeves shuffled pretty well. I think that there is a little bit of bounce exhibited, but sometimes when you're pushing the sleeves into each other, but that only seems to happen if you're moving very quickly, if you're moving at a much more leisurely pace. The shuffling seems to feel pretty good. The sleeves feel very good in your hands as you're handling them, and while they are slick, they are not so slick that they just jump out of your hands sometimes. So I felt like these sleeves handled quite well. Now that I have handled the sleeves a bit, let's see how well they held up. Alright, taking a look at the sleeves, it looks like they are in almost as good a condition as when I first took them out of the pack. There doesn't appear to be any scuffing of the surfaces of the sleeves or any really noticeable wear at all. All the corners remain unbent, there's no tearing, there's no splitting of the sleeves, and so I feel like these sleeves are actually meriting the premium price tag that they present. The sleeves appear to feel as good as when I first opened them as well, and so they are in great condition, and I feel like these sleeves are going to last quite a while relative to other sleeves. Next up is the shake test. I have these 45 sleeve cards in a deck. There is a very noticeable accordion effect that causes the cards to puff up just a little bit, which gives me some pause as to whether it'll pass the shake test, but I'm going to shake this table for about 2 seconds and see how the deck holds up. Ready, set, go. Alright, the deck actually held together. It did start sliding a bit, which does give me concern that it might fall down, but it handled the shake test just fine. Now I'm going to do the draw test. I'm going to draw 3 cards off the top of this deck, and we'll see how well the deck holds together. Ready, set, go. Okay, it seems to be holding together just fine. There is, again, a bit of movement to the deck as I take cards off the top, but it doesn't seem to topple right away, and even when it's a little bit shifted, as it's been moving since I've been drawing cards off the top, it doesn't fall down. So I believe that the draw test, just like the shake test, is a pass. So these Ultra Pro sleeves are interesting. Unlike some other Ultra Pro sleeves where the quality of the sleeve doesn't quite match the higher premium price that they command, these sleeves are actually probably one of the highest quality sleeves that I've tested for mini European sized gaming cards. Specifically in that they have pretty high quality out of the pack. They are consistent, they are uniform, they don't display any manufacturing issues, and then even after I've handled them quite a bit, they have not shown any appreciable wear in the handling that I have given them. They are pretty good in terms of the amount of time that it takes to sleeve them, as well as the amount of time that it takes to shuffle them. Their handling is good, and they both managed to pass the shake test and the draw test, putting them in a rare category of sleeves that manage to pass every test well. The one test that they don't pass, of course, is the price test. They are tied for one of the most expensive sleeves that you can buy for mini Euro size cards. And then there's always the persistent issue of the opening of the sleeve being so far from the top edge of the card, which again some of you will appreciate because of the potential added protective benefit, and some of you will dislike the aesthetics of that. But that is something that I'm going to leave up to you. If you're looking for a premium high quality card sleeve, it looks like Ultra Pro has done it, and there's no hologram to get in the way of your appreciation of your card art. A quick addendum: while I was unsleeving these Ultra Pro cards, I found one sleeve that had actually split on the side, and so now I have concerns about the long-term durability of these sleeves. They still look really good, and it does seem as though there is a little crease in the top edge of the card, and so perhaps I applied a little too much pressure while putting the card in the sleeve, but I don't know if that excuses the sleeve for splitting along the side with the limited handling that I put into this sleeve. And so I'm going to downgrade my overall opinion of this sleeve from being the most high quality sleeve to being a very expensive option that has some issues with their long-term durability. If you found this video helpful, hit the like button to let me know. If you'd like to see more such videos, hit subscribe. I have surveys in the description box below, so go ahead and click on there if you have experience with these mini Euro size sleeves or any other mini Euro size sleeves, and that information will be shared at the Init Games' website. But that's all for now. Thanks for watching. This is Refresh, and I will see you next time.